to the Bully Girl podcast. It's the one and only Dr. Taylor here, bringing some of the hottest discussion topics to the bully community right to your ears. This is episode 6 of the BGM podcast and is sponsored by Snubbies. I have some very special guests here with me today by the names of Sarah and Omar Quiroz. They are the owners of Underground Bully Kennel straight out of Atlanta, Georgia. I just wanted to welcome the both of you to our podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's an honor to
Yeah,
be here.
great. So thank y'all so much for joining. It's definitely an honor to have the both of you here, especially, hearing so much about your kennel, seeing you guys at shows, watching your children become like some of the best junior handlers I've ever seen, and just watching like everything about your program grow and move forward and stuff. So the viewers may know you guys based on like the XL breeds that you have. I just want you to take the time and the opportunity out to tell us a little bit about your kennel. How did it all begin?
Well, it all started with a pit bull, like I think most of them. We got pretty much got a pit bull off of Craigslist. Went and picked her up, and then when she came about time to breed, I was like, I want to see what we can do. And then after we did a lot of the investigating, seeing okay, if we breed her, how we'll be able to register the litter, and looking deep into it, you cannot register a non-registered dog. And so pretty much from there it's like, let's see what we can make happen. And then we started looking at different dogs on the internet, trying to buy one, and we ended up coming with one. We bought one. His name was Klaus. Uh, we got really attached with him within a week, and it's a lot when you don't know exactly what you're doing when you get into it. And so our dog ended up passing away due to a parasite. And so pretty much we got Spooky to fill in the hole, which is something that a lot of people really got to look into when you get a dog. We didn't really take him to the vet as soon as we got him. We got him on a Friday. Sadly, he passed away the following Friday due to a parasite. And pretty much that's what helped us initiate basically one of the foundations or the backbones that made us do what we do. Like, we didn't want anybody else to go get attached to an animal and then get saddened because something happened because negligence of the breeder. And so it's a little tough subject because, like I said, we fell in love with him. He was awesome. Like, due to his passing, my son, it was just mental because my son would always call me at work. I would leave the house 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and my son would call me 6, 7 o'clock. Hey, Dad, where's my puppy? I miss my puppy. And like I said, that's something I wish nobody has to go through. Well, I mean, we learned the hard way. You know what I mean? Like, you live and you learn. And that's how we got Spooky pretty much. And he has been an amazing companion. I cannot complain.
Okay, and that was Spooky that you had on camera just now.
Yes,
With the
ma'am.
big old head.
Yes.
All right. He is a beautiful dog.
Thank you.
All right. So how many dogs do you currently have in the kennel now?
7.
7. Okay. And then so you have I believe we discussed one time about you having a pocket, and then you also have the XLs. So how many pockets do you have and how many XLs?
1 pocket, and registered wise, we have 4 XLs, but in total, even counting our pit and her daughter, they're XL height. So the only small dog that we have is our pocket.
Okay. Okay. So as a kennel and the two of you working extremely close together, and you both have like the same visions and goals and everything when it comes to breeding and handling and everything. Um, what what are some of your visions when it comes to breeding with pockets and then also breeding with XLs?
So, so Spooky was supposed to be a pocket. That's what we thought we were getting. And he turned out to be, badass XL.
Right.
Um, so as time has moved forward from us, going to shows, meeting other breeders, doing a lot of research, we have kind of came to an agreement between ourselves that um, we're not going to stick with breeding pockets.
Okay.
Um, like I just said, a majority of the dogs that we have are XLs. So um, Titan, we go to confirm if she has babies on June 10th. We took her to Venom Lines King V, and if she does confirm and have babies, we have came to the conclusion that we're not going to keep any on our yard. We may co-own one,
Okay.
but we have pretty much just expanded our vision for our kennel to just be XLs.
Yeah.
And so if she does have babies, she will be spayed after that. And she is my dog. She's my companion dog, my emotional support dog. That's my baby. And so I have no problem whatsoever spaying her, and she will house pet for life.
Yeah. Okay, good. All right. So I know that the both of you are really big in the show ring. I love watching you work, like I said earlier. Excuse me. What influenced you to actually step into the show ring? Because a lot of people actually go out to shows and they are super nervous. They don't want to try to handle the dog themselves. But I see the both of you and then two of your children out there just handling like pros.
Well, see,
So what influenced?
what really influenced us is that I started taking a lot of pictures of Spooky, and everybody started telling me, it was like, "Oh, you got a pretty dog. You got a pretty dog." Well, see, I was diagnosed with cancer 2 years ago, and
Mhm.
right before, literally a week before I went into surgery, I was like, "There's a show down here in McDonough." It was an ABKC show, my first show ever. I was so excited to go. Like, I was excited to be at a show finally for once. And that's when I showed up with Spooky. I walked up to the registration table. I was like, I would like to measure the height of my pocket. Like I said, we didn't know exactly what we was getting ourselves into. And when we go walking, it was me and Spooky. My mother-in-law ended up giving us a ride there, and I walk up to the table and I was like, I like to measure my dog. I like to measure my pocket. She was like, sweetie, that's no pocket. Look at his head. He's as big as the table. You got to XL. And as soon as they told me that, I sent a message to my wife. I was like, babe, apparently Spooky's an XL. My wife's like, extra large?
What the hell is an XL?
Oh, right.
And so, like I said, he came into second place, his first show ever. And so that
Wow.
pretty much just gave me the fire. Like, okay, this was probably our first show, so we got to make something out of this. If you came in the second place, and
That's good.
so YouTube and Google, I I cannot I cannot sponsor them enough. I guess that's where I did all my research. I didn't pay no trainer. I just really just sat down and just self taught myself. Like I said,
Wow.
YouTube. I watched a lot of YouTube, a lot of UKC shows is what really helped me get to where we are now. And it's crazy
That's
because,
huge.
like I said, it was more like my personal thing, but
Mhm.
something that I chose personally ended up turning into a family organization, basically. Like, I was able to bring
Yeah.
everybody together.
Yeah. How old was Spooky when you first showed him?
He was about to be a year.
11 months.
Oh wow. That's great. And then for him to be so young and then they're like, nah, that's definitely an XL.
Yeah.
And then coming in second place and you said it was ABKC?
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm.
That's huge. That's huge. And so, hey, that's enough motivation for me. I'd be out there every weekend trying to get my dog in shows.
Well, see, now
Um,
that we know the extremity of ABKC, and that honestly, um, ABKC, I mean, there is a lot of controversy about, which registry you should really start in. But for an American bully, you should want to, ABKC is a big thing. And so for him to have, titles and, winnings and ribbons and stuff like that with the ABKC, kind of just pushed us into, okay, well, let's go see what we can do in this other registry. And so now, he's a 4-time champion,
Mhm.
working his way towards, his grand champion titles.
Yeah. Um, so to bring that up, he only needs, I heard, 2 more champion wins before he becomes a grand champion in one
Yes,
of the
with
registries.
the ICBR.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. So what are your current goals as handlers and breeders? Do y'all have like, I know, of course, having him earn his grand champion title or titles based on the registries and stuff. Do y'all also show other dogs that are in your kennel as well?
Yes. So his son, which is one of our productions,
Mhm.
he is 35 points and one competition win away from being a champion with the UKC.
Oh wow.
We also have another XL female. She is pointed with the ICBR. And then we have our 5.5-month-old puppy who is going to hopefully make her debut very soon. And I plan to show her as much as I can. I work with her almost every day, and she just, she gets better and better and understanding, what to do, what not to do, how to gait correctly, the certain speed, stuff like that, because you don't want to run her, but you also don't want her, you know, um,
Just walking. Yeah.
jogging, jogging,
Yeah. Yeah.
because then she's gonna look weird.
I see you working a lot with the dogs practicing and stuff all over Instagram, and I think it's just amazing just to see like your progress and everything. It's just it's fantastic.
Thank you.
Especially being a woman and everything. And so me, I could never muster up the strength to go out there and show myself. I always had a handler. I'm like, you know what? I can't do this, but I go out there and take pictures all day long. But showing the dogs, me nor the dog are gonna be out there looking crazy. So kudos to the both of y'all for having the courage and everything to get out there to learn, to continue to learn, and show your dogs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I know that you bring multiple dogs out to the shows and everything. How do you manage to socialize your dogs, like from the time they're puppies up until adulthood?
Pretty much whenever we started, when I take them to, well, I like taking them a lot to the PetSmart. PetSmart, I want to say
Mhm.
that's it. Um, First off, I like to throw them on there on the scale, go on the scale, and then just walk them around the store. Have just people be like, "Oh, you got a pretty dog." They're like, "Can I touch him?" Uh, at first, I was kind of skeptical, but again, like I said, YouTube they 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 helped me out a lot, and just socializing them, taking them to different parks, taking them to different stores. Even if we don't go buy anything, we're just in here for the socialization. We used
Yeah.
to like to take them a lot to dog parks, but it's kind of iffy with the dog parks because last time we went to a dog park, everybody came home with kennel cough.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So that's
So
Uh,
that was a no-go.
yeah.
Um, we also, since some of our dogs are already show dogs, we've actually taken Valhalla, which is our puppy, we've taken her to shows just to get her acclimated with, all the different sounds.
Mhm.
And I've put her in the ring, a couple times, not as being pointed or anything, but just so she kind of gets the feel of, okay, this is what I'm going to be in, this is what it looks like, and having other dogs in front of her and behind her. And I mean, obviously she was a little puppy at the time, so her attention span was not there.
Yeah.
But taking her out with our big dogs to shows, even though we don't show her yet, gets her kind of used to the environment as
Yeah.
well. And
Yeah.
taking her to stores and people petting on her and stuff like that, because when you're in the ring, you're going to have a random person touching you
And
all over.
oh yeah. You
So,
know.
to get her kind of used to that, all of our dogs, have always been, socialized in some aspect, whether going to the dog store, going to the feed store, going to the park, going for walks, um, go climbing mountains, which we used to do a lot, um, or just walking around the neighborhood, and you see the other neighbors and the other dogs and stuff like that. They get used to it.
Mhm.
So just every that like there's many different aspects of how we try to socialize them and get them acclimated with different sounds, different smells,
Mhm.
a lot of people, stuff
What
like
I
that.
like using
Oh
is
yeah.
we got a little portable speaker, and I like going on YouTube. Like I said, YouTube, they don't pay me, but they help me a lot. But going on
Okay.
there and just putting different sounds, putting it in front of them, different animal sounds, and one of my
Mhm.
favorite things is just watching them tilt their head. Like, what is
Yeah.
that? Like, all
They're like, what
curious.
the? Yeah. That's smart. That's smart. You know what? I actually haven't heard of a lot of people that do that. I've only seen it in a like whenever they're doing photography and stuff, but not so much to to help them become acclimated to all these different sounds. And you're right. There's people yelling at these shows. There's people, constantly around, walking around. There's all these different smells that the dogs are going to smell, and it's very smart to have them out there at an early age. So they're just, like you said, become acclimated with it. And they're just like, huh, it's just another day. So yeah,
Right,
that's
pretty much.
that's awesome. Um, so let's talk about stigmas. So I know that you take the dogs out in public places like stores and things like that, and people approach you about the dog. What are what are some of the things like the stigmas that you hear about the bully breed, and how do you manage to prove those to be incorrect?
So first things first, I 9 times out of 10 I'm gonna hear, oh, that's a pit.
Yeah.
Or, oh, I'm not even gonna say that I've had somebody call them a Rottweiler, but like just different a majority of the time it's, oh, you have a pit bull. And we're very nice about it and like, no, it's not a pit, it's an American bully. And they're like, oh, well, what's the difference? And everybody pretty much associates pit bulls with aggression and being very mean and stuff like that. And so when they see our dogs in stores or out and about and stuff like that, they're kind of iffy about, hey, is your dog friendly? Can I touch them? Stuff like that. And we're like, yeah, our dogs are super friendly. And when it comes to, oh, well, you have a nice pit and this and that, and, we're like, no, it's an American bully. And we try to educate about, the difference.
Hmm.
And that a lot of people because the American bully hasn't been out for super long. And so the people that don't know what an American bully is, the first thing that comes to mind is a pit.
Yeah, absolutely. They
And
associate with the games dogs instead of more of a companion.
exactly. So, we try to educate people who, say anything about, oh, you have a pit. No, we have an American bully. Yes, we have show dogs. Dogs are, very gentle. We have kids. They're great with kids. We have three. The youngest being 6, and he handles him flawlessly in the ring. So,
Yeah, he does. Little man is a professional. He really is.
oh, he loves that dog. He does. He loves him so much.
And the size difference when I see him and Spooky or any of your other dogs, the size difference is just it's just unbelievable. You would think that, oh man, the smallest little thing, that dog is gonna jerk that little kid up. Nope. Clyde really goes out there and he jerks those dogs up. Like, no, this is what you need to do. We're gonna stack like this. He fixes their legs and their legs is almost as long as him. And I'm just like, this little guy he's going somewhere when it comes to
It's
handling.
like I told my wife, it's like at the end of the day, what we do now is no longer for us. You know what I mean? Like, yes, we might have started it, but at the same time, our kids will continue our legacy. You know what I mean? It's not
Mm-hmm.
at first like my middle one. We would ask him like, what you want to be, what do you want to be, and he wasn't really for sure what he wanted to be. And now when people ask him, they're like, what would you like to be when you get older? Oh, I want to be a dog breeder. I want to be a dog breeder like my parents. And like the
Okay.
confidence that these little boys give behind their answers is like I cannot take as much pride. I take a lot of pride behind that. You know what I mean? Because it's like,
Yeah.
you know, being raised without a father really, really affects somebody mentally, emotionally, and sometimes even physically. So I vowed that my kids will have a way better life than I did. And
Mhm.
us doing this bully thing has has really exceeded all my expectations that I can really ask for, because they have questions and they come and ask me. If they're like, hey,
Mhm.
you know, how can I improve, or what am I lacking? And I let them know, and whatever little knowledge they get, either from myself or from the judge, they apply it. I mean, nobody likes to lose, but at the end of the day, when they get their second place, it's like I tell them, but like, look, don't take that as a failure. Take that as an experience to learn. Look, do a little
Mhm.
bit better, practice a little bit more. If you feel like you can improve, improve, because like I said, this is gonna boost their confidence. And man, that little boy Clyde, he takes this with no questions asked. He loves it, and it's
Yeah.
amazing to watch him flourish.
It's amazing. I love seeing the family dynamic when it comes to the bully community. There are so many families out there, and the children, I've met plenty of children that were just super shy when they would first come around, and then you would see them more and more at dog shows, and then they'd finally build up the confidence to get out there and start showing, and then they just blossom every single time, and I love it. It, like you said, it helps with confidence and all kinds of stuff, and then building the relationship also with you and Sarah is fantastic because it's something that y'all can do on the weekends. Like I bet these kids are going to school telling all their friends what they did over the weekend with their
Oh yeah,
parents.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
We get it from the
it's
teachers, the
awesome.
principals. It was like, man, I heard you guys went to this dog show. Clyde told me he got this. Oh, and he loves it. He loves to show it off.
Right. Um, so I know that your kennel digs pretty deep into health testing and genetics. And I know, Omar, that is your side of things. So do you see more kennels completing these types of tests like within the last year or so? Do you see anyone um, looking deeper into it like you do?
Um, they're starting to. I can't say when we officially started. Like I said, we were pretty much green to everything, and little by little, us starting to do it, and there's actually a good amount of people that actually do genetic testing. A lot of people don't think about it like that, but it's like a rabbit hole. You know what I mean? Or a piece of string. You pull
Hmm.
one, you're gonna get other threads, and you just continue to pull it,
Yeah.
and it's it's starting to come out. Like a lot of people are starting to do some testing. Not a lot like they should, but they're starting to. You know what I mean? The most
Yeah.
basic test you can at least do with your dog is embark test. That's the
Embark. It gives you so much.
that's the and there's controversy, I understand, behind it, because sometimes the the makeup of your dog might not be what you're looking for. You know what I mean? Or it
Hmm.
might categorize different other dogs in the lineage. But at the end of the day, you're not really trying to find out what your dog's made out of. You want to find out if they have any issues, like what they can carry or whatnot. Because it tests, I think, for
Hmm.
over 200 different variants,
Hmm.
which
Yep.
is crazy
It
that
sure
it
did.
actually tests like that off of just a swab. But I mean, I think that's the at least the starting one. You know what I mean? Then you got
Yeah.
OFA, then you got pin hip. Those might be a little bit more expensive,
Hmm.
but those are more into depth.
Oh yeah. Pin hip. We tested our dogs. It was like $750
Yes,
per
ma'am.
dog to do pin hip. But
Yep.
absolutely, especially when it comes to the larger breed dogs, pin hip to me is super important that a lot of people don't really know about. Um, but yeah, and then also with Embark, I like in the Embark profiles where you can put your dog's picture on there and then you can share it with people. You can put like comments and all kinds of other things in there, and then it gives you a breakdown of what the dog carries, the genes and stuff like that, and potential issues that you may see in the future. And then also, there's been a point in time where one of the embark specialists um, contacted us about one of the puppies one time and was like, "Hey, look, this, that, and the third is wrong with this puppy. I need you to do like deeper testing and stuff like in with it." So at that point, you'll know like, okay, well, this is serious. Because I think it highlights it, well, it marks it red to where you know, like, this is something that we need to pay attention to a little bit more, especially as breeders, so we don't pass this trait along. So it's great that y'all dig deep into that, because not a lot of breeders are out there testing their animals and going above and beyond to make sure that their health is right. Especially as breeders, I think it's really important. So you don't, you know, potentially create like a litter of dogs that have like the same genetic DNA, that could potentially have something going on with them, and then you're continuously breeding this dog with these same issues, and then it pops up in different litters. And so that's fantastic that you do that.
Well, there is something
Now,
that we just recently learned with Embark. Um, so I guess on the Embark profile, after you link it into your account and stuff like that, when you share it with people, 9 times out of 10, you think you're sharing the link and they can see everything you see. There is an automatic default switch on your profile that basically sets the settings to private. So only you can see their traits and DNA and stuff like that. You have to go in
mhm,
there personally and click public. Um, I recently just found this out because another person that does Embark, she went in there looking at it and she didn't know as well because she sent it to me and I said, I can't see anything. So it's like an automatic thing that I guess not a lot of people know about. So when they're sending their Embark results to other people, um, they can't see anything.
yeah,
So that's
and that's good to
that
know.
yeah, because not a lot of people know. I didn't know that. Um,
Yeah, that's definitely good to know, especially people who are not used to embark. Some people that do not know anything about testing, a breeder can say, "Hey, look, I embark tested my dogs. Here's their profile," and then someone that may not be as educated as other people, they could just be like, "Okay, well, here's proof that they embark tested dog. The dog is healthy. Let's move on."
right,
Versus like looking at every dog,
right.
right? So,
And I mean, if you don't know that your settings are set to private and you're just sending out the Embark
mhm,
link, you're thinking they can see what you see, and they can't.
right, right, okay, all right. Well, before we wrap up the episode, I know it seems so short lived, but is there anything that y'all want the audience to know?
So we confirmed June 10th whether our 3 times Joker's Wild pocket female will, if she is carrying Venomline King V puppies. We also do have an open waiting list as of right now for 4-time XL champion Spooky as of now um with one of our XL females. She will be bred sometime in the end of the year, probably November, December-ish. So we do have an open waiting list for that. It is growing quickly. So if you are interested in just getting on that list, no money is required. It's basically I put you on a list. I will let you know when she goes into heat. I will let you know the steps of the process, when they tie, if she confirms, due date, et cetera, et cetera. And then after puppies are born, we plan to have each one of them embark tested as well. So we know what they carry, and also the new owners will know what they carry and potentially what kind of dog they're getting. And so if anybody is interested in that, please let us know. Um, and we're just trying to get everything ready to campaign Spooky's Grand Champion run in multiple different registries. Also,
Awesome. Well, that's
XLBC Nationals, August 19th. Be there, be square. It is in High Point, North Carolina.
all right. Thank you for that. Well, it looks like y'all going to be pretty busy with litters and stuff dropping too. Um, but hey, y'all, it seems like y'all have everything planned out and going pretty well, following your vision and stuff. And kudos to you for everything that you've accomplished so far, especially being kind of new to it, doing the embark testing, showing, uh, champing out dogs, about to have grand champion dogs. You know what I mean? Like, you guys have definitely accomplished a lot, and a lot of people should definitely network with you and look into your kennel, how you do things, how you're learning, your junior handlers and everything. But I want to thank the both of you again for joining the BGM podcast and sharing your knowledge with us this evening. As a reminder, I want everyone to check out snubbies.com and use code BG20 for 20% off. We'll see you on the next episode of the Bully Girl
See
podcast.
ya.
Bye.
Bye.